Alright, so we're still on Ogres turn 3. That's a look at the middle of the board after his Rhinox charged my Questy Knights, who fled. Over on this side of the board, his Bulls charged my Archers. I did a stand and shoot, didn't do any wounds on them. They're probably going to be in a lot of trouble. His Lead Belchers charged my already fleeing Pegasus Knights, so chased me off the board. And then his 2 remaining Bulls in that unit turned towards my Trebuchet. So another look at that combat. After combat, he killed, I believe, 5 of my guys. I had a couple attacks back. I actually had a wound go on him, which was amazing. And lost combat. And then in the rolls, I rolled perfectly. I was barely on the board by probably an inch at the most, and he rolled and was an inch away from me. So unfortunate for him, I've got my fast cav who are going to be able to get a flank charge on him against a bull that already has 1 wound. So I actually have a decent chance in that combat. So this combat rages on. I think I did 2 wounds on my turn. On his turn, I was able to do another wound, and with only 2 guys attacking back, he didn't do any wounds on me, so I got pretty lucky. And I think that ended about as well as I could have hoped. This says Ogre's turn 3. It's not. It's Bret's turn 4. So my Archers fail their rally test. They're off the board. My fast cav, because my general was nearby, passed their fear test, got a flank charge. My 2 Paladins, if you look at the upper middle, they both got the charge on the Giant. My Questy Knights and my Knights Errant rally. Let's see, my Knights of the Realm, my BSB, and my General all declare a challenge on his Rhinox. He flees, and the reason my General's still on the hill is because my Grail Relic was still there, and he kind of ran to the back of that and had to stop. So I marched the Grail Relic up as fast as I could, and that's how the middle of the board is looking. So there's another look at that charge, another look at the left side of the board otherwise. At the end of combat, actually, because I had spears at strength 4, I was able to do a couple wounds, killed him, which was huge because he couldn't attack me back, and that saved me at least a couple wounds probably. So won that combat, but couldn't chase him down, which is a real bummer. That would have really helped, not having that unit on the board. This was a bummer. Again, this is a Paladin with the Virtue of Audacity, another Paladin with the Virtue of Heroism, and between the 2 of them, I don't get the killing blow, obviously. And I'm realizing that Virtue of Heroism on a Paladin is really pretty worthless because you don't have enough points to give him the Tress of Isolde and other things you need. So, you know, with 3 attacks, yeah, he didn't get killing blow. He did do 1 wound. The guy with the Virtue of Audacity did 4, but that's one wound, not enough. And so those guys are in a world of hurt because they're hung out with the Giant, with everybody else around him. I think the Giant on his roll got Yell and Ball, and so he won combat by 2, and my guys both passed their break test. So, Ogre's turn 4. If you look on the upper right, his unit of Iron Guts beat my small unit of Knights Errant, overran right into the front of the Questy Knights. So that was very poor positioning on my part. His, if you look at the top middle, his Bulls and his Iron Guts both got the charge on my 2 Paladins, so I'm going to be really hurting in that battle. His Scrap Launcher charged the front of that Knight of the Realm unit. I'm not worried about that one bit. And his Rhinox rallied, which is a bummer because I was hoping it would run off the board. You can also see he has all 3 characters out of units. Tyrant, Butcher, and BSB are hanging out of units and just giving their leadership and rerolls and whatever else. So his Bulls over here rally, and that's tough because I don't want to charge him in the front with my fast cav. I think I don't have good odds of winning that. His other Bulls charge the Trebuchet, so they're going to lose, and his Lead Belchers come back on the board. So here in the middle, his Scrap Launcher charged into the front of my Knights of the Realm. I don't think he did any wounds. I had so much combat res. He fled, and fled right through that Rhinox Rider, which caused him to fail a panic test, and he fled. So that was actually pretty nice for me, get that Rhinox. I was hoping he'd go off the board, but it wasn't to happen. Trebuchet's dead now. That's a fun. I like slinging rocks around. He's in combat with my Questy Knights. I actually went with hand weapon shield, just trying to survive because he was going to go first. And so I lost a couple, but I was able to do several wounds back. So we're locked in combat there. Bret turn 5. I get my fast cav, I just back up. I don't want to charge him in the front, so I back up and just shoot at him a little bit. And here, now the that hill is becoming a real issue because I can't charge past it. So I move up and I'm trying to cast the wolf hunts with my damsel, but I can't get it to go through. So I'm just trying to turn to give as much support on that side of the board as I can. I'm not worried about my Grail Relic getting charged by his Rhinox should he rally, because I'm stubborn 8, and with that BSB nearby I think I'll be just fine. So Bret turn 5, I take that unit that of Knights Errant that had rallied. Now I'm trying to line up a charge without getting charged in return. Still hanging out in combat with the Questy Knights. I'm confident how I'm going to do there. I win, I overrun, and get a charge into the Iron Guts, which is really about as good as I could hope for, but without the ward save I'm in a lot of trouble, because I'm probably going to be lucky if I kill one, and he has a lot of attacks coming back at strength 6, and yeah, it's going to be tough to survive that. So, Ogre's turn, he just brings these guys on the left, he's bringing them more towards the middle of the board, moves all his characters behind the hill so that I can't see him in order to charge. He rallies his Rhinox, which is a bummer. I was really hoping that thing would flee off the board. Takes his bulls, kind of positions them in the woods, so now on my last turn I'm not really going to get a charge, and that unit of Knights Errant is pretty much a complete waste. On his magic phase, it's funny. He did the spell that would cause a leadership test, and I used my dispel dice to stop that. So then he did his magic missile spell and killed a bunch of guys, and killed enough that I had to do a panic test anyway. So that one kind of hurt. This combat didn't go well. Like I said, I did enough to kill a guy, but you know, he's got so many attacks coming back, I don't have a ward save, so my Questy Knights, he's in trouble. I decide over here, again, I start out in his front, so on my last turn, instead of charging him, I just come to the flank, shoot at him, hoping to get lucky and kill one and cause a panic test. I know my odds of doing that are real slim. Bret turn 6, I get my Knights on the hill, and then I try to get Wolf Hunts again to get a charge, but it fails to go through. His Iron Guts kill my final Questy Knight, and either get an overrun or they charge into this unit and just well, I think the picture shows what he did to me. It wasn't pretty. So that's the end of the game. At the end of his turn, it ended up being a real solid win, if not a massacre for the Ogres. I didn't tally up the points exactly. I lost 2 of my 5 characters, and I lost really every unit that I had, with the exception of what you see. I have Fast Cav on the left, and I'm a Grail Relic, and I have the Knights of the Realm, and everything else is dead. And he lost some, but he's just got a lot of small units all over the board. So for me, it was a great game, real fun. It's one of the games that at the end of it, I was like, oh wow, it's over. I didn't have a chance to get in combat, which means I was just simply outplayed, outmaneuvered. I think he did a great job of using that hill to keep me from getting the charges I wanted. And yeah, I think kudos to my opponent. It was outplayed. He outplayed me, and it was a lot of fun nevertheless. Hope you enjoyed it.